What's going on, everybody? It's PapaStones coming back with another video. You know what time it is. It is Market Watch Wednesday. We're going to dive right into it. First things first, got pre-sales 95. Could be better, could be worse. Spark boxes for 185, still disgusting, and Shadows boxes for 80s. Moving on though, we got Vaders still sitting around 50, 52-ish. Nothing too crazy. Same with the Luke. It's about 40 nowadays. Yep, still kind of there. Vigilance, nothing too bad. There's a Boba Fett listed for 30. This one's there, I guess. 35. 35 still. Okay, so nothing too out of the ordinary. I'm still surprised it's only 35, to be honest, but guess there's a lot of Boba haters. Everything so far is looking relatively normal. Cunning still being way down in the dumps since green is kind of taken over. It's kind of absurd. I think this card's super solid. If you don't have them, now would be a time to grab them. Double yellow can come back, can still be playable, and can get better next set also. Same thing with crates. I mean, I know boxes for that are dirt cheap, right? But $17 for crate. I think this card's good, right? Like, it's such a nice finisher. Really puts the... If you can play this unanswered, it puts you in such a good spot. I definitely think crates are better than that. Avengers, $18 for a foil Avenger. What? Why are these all near mint foils? Like, play. You can get a foil one for 18, but you can get a near mint regular for 20. Buy the foil one if you need an Avenger. That's kind of cool. Snokes, I still think definitely are pickups right now. Going into set 3 with all the tokens, this card goes nuts, right? And once you get to 8 resources, it basically shuts off all tokens in a sense. So I think this is definitely worth a grab. I mean, you have to get to resource 8, and I assume a lot of the token decks won't want to get that late unless it's more exploit focused. But who knows? Maybe there'll be like a mid-rangey or a control list that also exploits. Snoke kind of shuts all that down. So this card's definitely cracked. Falcons should be more. We're going to move on from that though. K2s still like $7-ish bucks. Yeah, $7. I think this card's too good. I'm surprised it's going downwards, just because like it's so versatile in whatever you play it in. I think I'm surprised it's that low, to be honest. I think it's one of the ones I understood why it was 10 as a rare, and I would still understand honestly if it was. Moving on though. Command. I'll go back to my typical preach that comes in every set so far. I think double aspect stuff is always going to be worth picking up if you don't own them, just because with more cards coming out, there's definitely more options to stick to one color, and so I think double aspect just gets better every time a set releases. So if you don't have your double aspect stuff, you should or could grab it. It's not the worst idea. Home 1 also, I think this card's in a decent spot price-wise. There were times where it was more expensive, right? But I think this could be decent for green coordinate stuff, just because it alone can kind of turn something on, right? Like you grab it and another unit, and then whatever else you have on board gets their coordinate immediately. I think home one could be sleeper for something like that. So it's not a bad grab by any means. Red threes, kind of $6. Okay, I was going to say this card's also really solid, but it's definitely more aggro focused. Maybe it gets worse next set since they're printing higher statted spaceships, but who knows. What else do we got here? Hot shots are creeping back up. I know this is a good card, but $5-ish with shipping. It's not too bad, not too horrible. Mandos are dirt. Feels bad. Moving on though, what else do we got here? Hyperspace. Okay, I was gonna say there's only one listing. Let's say Hyperspace Boba for 45. I think I gotta check this out. I usually don't look at Hyperspace. Okay, there is one, or I guess there's technically two of them you can get for 45. That's not even that bad for a Hyperspace version. I don't hate that. DJ, yeah, feels bad. These took a big shot up and then went slowly back down. I still think Han Yellow's solid, but with Boba dominating right now, it's just a little worse because Han has a struggle into Boba. But however, there are times where you can get the God Hand, you have the Tech DJ and they don't have ramp, and you just keep them off Boba even longer. There's always that. But other than that, yeah, it's just a rough matchup for Han. Moving on, though, we got U-Wing. This also, I think this will probably boom. I mean, maybe the reprint makes set 1 stuff not as pricey, I guess, right? But I think that U-Wing is too good of a card for coordinate aspects, right? Everything you bring out immediately has coordinate. You don't have to have anything else. There are things with like coordinate ambush, which could be better in that, or just things with ambush in general. But yeah, I think U-Wings, if it doesn't creep up anytime soon, I think once set 3 rolls around, people will play U-Wing if coordinate is viable in a green strategy, obviously. U-Wing and Home One both, I think, are really solid top ends for a coordinate style deck. Fallen Lightsaber's kind of booming back up again. I know it was dropping, but we're back up to $6. I guess there's been a couple Bosk lists running it, and there's also a Kylo deck that topped, I believe. I'm not positive, but yeah, I mean, sure, why not, right? It's a lightsaber. I don't think it's a $6 lightsaber, but like if you had to say, do you want a K2 or a Fallen Lightsaber, I'm taking the K2 every time. Like, maybe that's just me. 4 cost still pretty cheap. Triple Dark Raids, $2. Force Lightning, actually I wanted to talk about this one. This one is more spoiler related, but there was a 7 cost green spell that just came out that I think it's called Clone, and it literally just copies one of your units. Like, it's a 7 cost 0/0, and it just full on copies your unit but makes it non-unique. So like you could play it and turn it into like a Darth Vader or something, right? Or something else like another Crate Dragon or something like that. If that comes around, this card in red might see some love because it just loses all abilities, right? And then your clone is basically a 0/0 and just dies. Like, you pay 1 to kill a Crate Dragon or a Snoke or something like that. I mean, obviously it's a second one, not the first one, but I think this is worth maybe investing in. It might not. It's just 1 card, so it might not be that fantastic, but you don't even have to have a force unit to deal with a unit at that point. So it's not like you have to have the force unit to deal damage to it. You just shut it off, make it back to a 0/0, and it should go, right? as long as it works the way I think it does. But yeah, I think this card might be worth grabbing while it's only $5, if just because if that does pop up, this card will be nice. Moving on though. Change it. What? Ain't no way. Okay, that's more like it. I was gonna say 76 cents. Like, if you want, I was gonna say if that was free shipping, I would have bought them all just right now during this recording. $5 is fine, right? But I was about to say that got me freaked out for a sec. Moving on though, what else do we got here? We got Traitorous slowly creeping back up to where it was. It was a $5 rare originally. There's a lot of upgrade hate right now though, so as long as Boba's floating around, we might not gonna see the return of Traitorous anytime soon. Moving on though, Spark, like, this card's way better than Kyle or Fallen Lightsaber, right? But I don't know. I like Hand Disruption, so maybe I'm just biased, but I wouldn't doubt this being a $5 rare, right? But it was at one point. I think it was like 8 or 9, but it's apparently just not its time right now. Oh well. Moving on though. Has this card always been $2? I was gonna say I don't think so. I mean, it's been close, I guess. I don't remember it being this expensive though. Maybe I'm tripping, but good card, but I don't remember it ever being above $2. Phase 3 from the starter. I was gonna say, where's the other one? What else we got? Boba Fett's armor for $1. That's crazy. Champion unrefusable offers out of stock. Nobody's selling them right now, I guess. That's a shame. Top hole. Wow. That's crazy. I need the power of Kaishin. Yeah, I knew those were going to be binder fodder when I got mine, but what can you do? Hopefully next set they actually listen and they make the promos better, right? Like, I get it, they probably pick ahead of time for cards they think are going to be good, but like, I feel like part of the reason Mace was successful, like, it's not even that Mace was broken at the time, it's just because it was a legendary, right? You gotta get a legendary alt art card that was decent enough, right? Like, but now it's just like a rare, and especially these ones, an unplayable rare, so that kind of feels bad. Sorry about the ranting though. Moving on, we got Gideon Hask at $2. I think that's a worthwhile pickup. 4 tokens. Same thing goes with Bombing Run. It is possible that these cards start to see some more play if token decks become prevalent. Especially week 1 when everybody's trying new stuff, right? That'll be the time. Like, even if it doesn't stay that way, if you just want to beat down on somebody, you throw a few of these bad boys in and you'll have a good time. Moving on though. We have, what do we got here? My saddest prediction, the black ones never got going. Maybe next set, probably not. It doesn't look good, but still. The stat line's just too bad for what it does, right? Like, drawing cards ain't that important in this game, sadly. Oh well, that's okay. I'll just hold on to them forever just to remind myself. Driver update. What else? We got nothing too crazy. There was a Boba Yellow list that won that was playing Xanadu Bloods, so maybe the hyperspaces are worth some change right now. Maybe not, but who are you yelling at down there, bud? Moving on. Event promos are dirt. Chewbacca's dirt. Chopper, sack, force throw. Nothing too crazy on this page, really. We're kind of in the scrap section, I think. $2 for a top 8 worth. Darkside Hyperspace, Bodhi Hyperspace. These went way down. I remember this was like $20. Yeah, I was gonna say when the set first came out, these weekly plays were like $20. I just remember seeing that. I don't know if there's a foil one, but I remember they were crazy, and I was like, I should sell this. And I was like, no, I'm gonna hold on to it. Bad call, I guess, but oh well. I like to collect the weekly plays. I think they look cool. Regional Governor, also, side note, is good. Same with Kira. There's a lot of stuff coming out with multiple names, right? This could be the card to slow that down. Definitely worth looking into, at least. What else do we got? I think we're going to go this last page, as tradition. What do we have anything of note, even, is the question. That's not... No, not really. It's kind of low. There is one for sure. I forgot to shout out my boy last week. He's always here, holding it down. Pick up the Tarfals. 25 cents. You know what I mean? This card's cracked. Haven't seen a lot of Wookiee support, but that's okay. Maybe eventually. I wonder what the hyperspaces are worth. Oof. 224. That's actually kind of crazy. 224 for these, but you never know. Maybe someday you'll see a sweet Wookiee spoiler that makes this OP. Am I right? You know what I mean? But shout out to that guy, as tradition. But that's it for me this time. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and make sure to drop a thumbs up on the video. Comment down below, whatever you want, honestly. Let me know if you enjoy. Let me know what you're buying, what you're selling, whatever it may be. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.